All right, we're recording. Hello, guys and girls, and welcome back. Today we have something special for you. Let me just go over to Euro New Zealand so you can see this beauty. Now, this is what we have, people. Let's give it a second to load up. If it doesn't load up straight away, just go between your time frames, let it load up, boom. Because obviously this is almost 2,000 lines of code. It might lag a little bit, but we there. So what I've created for you guys and girls is something amazing. Now you don't need to worry about trading no more and worrying about, well, not trading no more. You don't need to worry about trying to find a trade or being stressed on what you should do when a trade appears or what strategy you need to, um, learn in order for you to enter a trade. Right now, it's right in front of you. This is what I like to call it's called the one. So the Oracle zone has basically given us the idea of buy and sell areas of where the market can give us a buy or sell trade setup. But this one, the one, gives us the long and short tool to tell us exactly where we should be entering, where our stop loss should be, and of course, it gives us a risk to reward going up to free R with the trade setup. So this was a live trade I took today in the market while it was moving. I gave this out in a signal as well for everybody in the group. So if you just bear with me 1 second. Sorry, let me just sort this out so people can see this. Boom, boom, boom. Give me 1 second, people. 1 second. Right down here. Give me 1 second. Boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. Share screen, Telegram. Cool. So everyone can join this group. The link will be in the description of the video. Anyone, you don't have to be a paid user to join this group here. This is where I'm just literally showing what Neo's doing so everyone can pay attention to it. If they want to purchase it, they can see proof here if it's working or not for them when everything's coming together, basically. So when everything's coming together. So let me just see Euro New Zealand. Just want to show that I gave this trade out in here. There we go. Boom. So this is before the trade appeared. This is before I even added this update that everybody's looking at. But you can see I gave this out as a signal based on Neo telling us we could look for a trade setup because the dashboard has told us, hey, we've got some type of confluence appearing. At the time, it was a C1 from the screenshot, but it's still giving us a confluence that the trade could appear. And we had price in our OZ zone, which is the Oracle zone. So I literally gave this trade setup beforehand. So anyone could have made money in order for them to even get the product themselves for free if you just click on the link in the description of this YouTube video when it's released. It's literally there. So boom, just that's just proof to show you that it was a live trade. Now we'll go back to Google Chrome. Cool. So you can all see my charts now, people. Just let me get a confirmation if you can see my charts, just so I know I'm back here. Just put a Y in the chat. We can see my chart. Thank you. Just so I know. Great. Yep, all good. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for confirming. All right, cool. So yeah, this is why this is amazing. Now, what I've done is I've literally made it as easy as possible for you guys and girls to be able to get a trade. The first thing all you have to do with this is right click and then you go to add alerts, yeah. And then what you're going to want to do is literally do this function here. You can literally now set any bullish grade A to D trade setups, yeah. So A plus to D trade setups. You can set that alert, boom, like this. And what you can do is you can create a watch list, yeah, and you can set all the pairs you trade. You can literally put them in that watch list that you create in TradingView. If you don't know how to do that, you can just message me and I can probably send you a video. There's millions of videos on YouTube, but it's okay. You create a watch list of all the pairs you want to trade. Boom. Then you set it up just like this. You want to go once per bar only. Yeah. Sorry, once per bar close. And then you want to make sure that your interval is set to the 4 hour time frame. So you're going to have any bullish grade trade from A plus to D, and you're also going to have any bearish A grade to D. So I haven't set up these alerts. Obviously, I'm very active, but this is what alerts look like when you set them up. You can see boom, boom, boom. This is for another indicator I've got, but it literally, this one, as soon as you set up this alert, if you get an alert, it's going to tell you here, and you can see my alerts tell me what when I should be looking at a certain pair. Again, this alerts I've set up here is for a different indicator, but I can set it up on this one if I need to. It's not a problem. I don't have an issue of actually just going through all the pairs in Asian session. But if anybody else does have an issue, set up your alerts simply like that, and you're going to be able to just see which pairs have a grade, a confluence grade set up from A plus to D. Yeah, cool. That's that one. So you set up your alerts first. When you go over to the pair, so you would have got an alert that there was an A1 set up on Euro New Zealand, yeah, or it would have been the C if it was earlier in the day. Obviously, it changes. You would have got an alert telling you that there's a confluence of a sell that can happen on Euro New Zealand. Great. If the confluence is right, because it's already been hard coded, this is how much I love you guys and girls. No one can say I'm not making you money. Yeah, this bloody stinking money. If it's hard, if it's the confluences are right, yeah, you will get this long and short toolbox appearing. So already it will tell you, look for your trade entry. Literally, I kid you not, people. So you don't have to worry about, okay, I have to look for the confluence. I have to do this. I have to do that. Then I should be ready to take my trade. No. As long as you get one of these pop-ups and this box is here, take the trade. That's it, people. There is no if, buts, or maybes. There is no if, buts, or maybes. There's no ups, down, lefts, and rights. I have coded, yeah, the confluence needed to take a trade into the short and long tool. So it will not appear, this position tool will not appear unless the confluences have already been met in order for you to take a trade. The only reason you're setting alerts is so that you can basically find out which pairs have the chance of disappearing, the short and long tool. So literally, if you get a confluence, you go over to the pair, and if it has got the confluence for the price action to be able to take a trade setup, this will already be there. Simple as that, people. Does that make sense what I've said so far? Just put a Y in the chat, please. If it makes sense. So, yeah, beautiful. You do not have to overthink trading no more. All you have to do is lower your risk. Do not think every single position is going to win, because that's impossible. No one's going to give you a system that everything's going to win. And if you trade it for long enough, it's pretty common. It's common sense. You're not going to win every trade. But I kid you not, it's got a very high win rate. If I'm being absolutely honest, I would say this win rate is about 70%, if not more. I'm telling you, you've got a very high win rate with this, and you're not going to lose every trade. The reason why is one of the confluences is based on a daily time frame. It is very hard for price action to move in one direction on a daily time frame, all the way one direction, and then fake out and go all the way back up this way. And so you were wrong for your trade entry, let's just say, your continuation. It's very hard to do that. So it's not going to do it all the time. Yes, sometimes it is going to do this move. Cool. But then what's going to happen is it's going to give you a new entry. Let's move this over to the right. Yeah. What's going to happen is it's going to give you a new entry for a trade setup. So let's say you was looking for the buy continuation, sell continuation, never happened. There was fundamental news. They shift it up for the buy. Now, when they shift it up for the buy, you're not stressing, because as soon as it comes in for the buy, it's more than likely going to give you this, and you're going to be able to get in your trade setup when the OZ zone appears, the Oracle zone. For the pullback, continuation. So let's just say, boom, it pulls back, and you continue to take this trade. Do you understand? Even if it fakes you out twice, remember you're going for 1 to 3 Rs, or at least 1 to 2. Even if it did happen to fake you out twice, not impossible. It is not impossible, people, because this is trading. It doesn't matter, because it's not going to do it to you 50 times in a row. So what's going to happen? Yeah, it's not going to do it to you 5 times in a row. That's what I said in the last Zoom. What's going to happen is it's going to break back down, create a new breakout. Yeah. And then what it's going to do here, boom, when it does this one, it's going to create a new OZ zone down here, telling you to take your short position. So even if you lost your first trade, yeah, you're not going to lose every trade setup. It's just not going to happen. This is years of trading and loads of proven tested data in my VIP groups. And anyone in the VIP, again, can confirm that, literally. So you can see straight away. So even if you lose your first one, the buyout, the sell down, and then you lose the buyout because it decides to go back round again, boom, you're going to make money in this trade. I'm going to show you a clear example of that soon. Boom. Let me just see the chart. In the example here, would you put a sell limit order? You would only put a sell limit order if price Remember, you don't have to stress. You don't even have to think that. Yes, you can use buy and sell limits, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. I've made it so good for you. This is what I'm trying to explain. You don't even have to stress. You're
God,
gonna know if you're gonna put a buy or sell limit order because the box is gonna be here. Remember, you've got your alert. Bing. You go over to the pair. Now imagine it's like this. So imagine this. It literally looks like this. Yeah, how you can see it here. Yes. So imagine you go over to the pair, but price action has not given you your entry yet. It will only. It's even set up. I'm very sure it should do this. I'm not sure why there might be any other ones, but it should only even appear the short and long tool. Yeah, boom. I'll just double confirm it, but it should only appear when it retests this area anyway. Boom. That's when it'll appear. As soon as it touches this area, that's when it'll give you this setup. You already know you could be looking for this trade. So you're just waiting for price to go back into the OZ zone. And then the long and short tool should appear. Even if it doesn't do that and it's already there, there's no stress. You can still just set your sell limit. Do you understand? Literally, you can set your sell limit. So if it's already there, you can, exactly what you said, set your sell limit because obviously your numbers are there. If it's not there yet, as soon as price does go back into this zone, this will appear. It just will appear. Simple as that. Do you understand? And you don't even have to stress. One, I can set alerts on these as well, but I don't think you don't want to have too many alerts because then it will start getting confusing for people in a sense. What you can easily do, remember the OZ zone is already there from the beginning of the day. You can literally just do this, people. Put a horizontal line at the bottom of the OZ zone because it's a sell trade, and you can just add an alert. You can just add an alert. Literally, you can add an alert. So when it goes there, you get your alert, and then boom. As soon as it is there, as soon as the price goes there, this will appear. Do you understand? It literally will appear. I have three short positions and two long positions on a 4 hour time frame. Are you talking about this pair here? Are you talking about you're actually in three shorts and three longs? Just so I know. No, you're talking about this pair here. Hold on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's very hot. So I just got to have my lemon and honey, people. As you can hear, I got a cold. Boom, boom, boom. So I think what? So okay, cool. So do you mean on this part of the chart that you've got here? Yeah, yeah. It's fine. I'll sort it out. Yeah, thank you. Um, straight. Yeah. So are you talking about on this pair here at the moment, like right in front of you, or you haven't just got this? And are you on the 4 hour time frame, just so I know? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, yeah, boom. So first, this might be your issue now if you do. One, you want to make sure you're set to only show this. So look, show this and only show first entry per, yeah, this one per day. Make sure that's clicked on and make sure you're on breakout entry, not best entry. We don't have to worry about best entry now. I've set it so it's already set up for you, how mine is set up. The only thing you got to change is your colors and your size of your texts. But it should look like this. You shouldn't have four boxes there, literally. If not, if you do have that still, we can talk about that in a direct message after. It's no problem. I don't want to go too far away from this. We can figure that out. I'm always ready. Cool, cool. We'll figure that out after anyway. Boom. But yes, we should have this. Let me just double check no one else asked the question. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, no one else asked the question. So this is how simple it literally is. It's literally going to ping pong every time there is like these major breaks in the market, and it's going to give you this long and short tool entry. Nice and simple. You don't have to worry. Every time there's one of these major breaks, this is when the Confluence list is going to appear. This is why you set your alerts to the Confluence A plus to D grade. Literally, because when these major breaks happen, one of these should start to flash up, and again, you'll have an alert. When you go over to that pair, you're going to see the short or long tool there. That means the confluences match at the moment. Mr. T, you're drawing on the chart, by the way, so you have to be careful what you're clicking. Well, it's already set up for you. You don't have to change anything. It's set to the default at the moment. It's literally set to the default, which is breakout. Do you get that, Yusuf? It's already set up for you, mate. I made sure. When this is why it took me 14 hours to code this, because I made sure there's going to be so many questions people ask. I was like, eh? Someone's going to ask me that question. So I'm gonna code it into there. This is what I did. I swear to you. I swear to you, mate. I was like, no, 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 no. Remember, I've been teaching for the 6 years pretty much as well now. Well, let's say I've been teaching for the 5 years because obviously I was trading first. So, yeah, basically, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I've met all of the questions people ask. So all the questions people ask, I know. So I already know that, yeah, they're gonna ask this, they're gonna say that, well, this is gonna be difficult. So boom. All right, cool. So look at this. This is an example for you, Euro USD. This is a quick example for you here. Mhm. So this was even the winning trade that we took last week, right here. You can see people. This was the winning trade here. Literally, I gave this trade out. I managed to trade many people's accounts. I actually do account management for live accounts as well at the moment. And I'm trying to do this. So I'm trying to get these accounts higher and higher. So not from 25K. Just I was working out the money. I was starting to lick my lips with the money, people. Yeah, boom. So I'm trading accounts from $100 and trying to get them up this list. Obviously, we're going to make withdrawals while we're going up this list. I'm not going to just try and go all the way to 1 million. Our goal is to get to number 14, but we're not going just there in one go. We're going to do this properly, people. We're going to do it properly, because I want it to be a long-term thing where people make money. But of course, it's like you're building your own hedge fund, but you have to do a kickstart. Do you get what I'm saying to do it? So again, the sky's the limit. You should never minimize how far you can go in life. That's the way I see it. It might look ridiculous to anyone watching this, and that's kudos to them if that's what they think. But no one can tell me I can't do this if I want to try. You know what I mean? So let's try. So cool. What was that? Someone else asked a question here. Can you talk about how we used Oracle at New York Open, like US 30 trade? Yeah, most definitely. Now, the US 30 trade is a bit different, but we'll go over that one after. But look here, boom. Let me just explain this one so people can see it quickly. Let me just explain this one. Let me explain this one. Boom, boom, boom. So you can see how these are already marked out here. So a lot of the times when people are doing this is why I think this is really cool. People will have to go and do this and be like, this is the trade I took, and they show you on YouTube and stuff like that. You don't have to do that with Neo no more. So whenever I make a YouTube video, I can literally just show you where it shows because Neo's already printed it out for you automatically. So I don't have to go back and be like, you could have took this trade. Here was your entry. Here was your stop loss. It's automatic and it stays on the chart. I can make it there be a limit of how many, so it can go further back as well. But I just wanted to get the product out. So obviously that's the thing for now. But look here, you can see they print it on the chart already. They're literally telling you where the trade setups were. Guys, I'm going to kid you not. Boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. So this one, I know where all the trade setups were before I put it together as any other product. So obviously that's why I'm able to do this. Anybody should be able to do that if they're actually collecting data. So boom, I know that there was a breakout here after this. So this is an example of it. Okay, there was two breakouts here. Let's start from here. Let's see how this one looks. Boom. All right, cool. So we're gonna go until we see the long and short tool appear. See if it appears here. Okay, yes, because I changed the settings, which is good. I made sure it doesn't get certain ones, which is great. We just wait, boom. So now it's telling us a possible sell trade. Can you see? So the confluences have been met. Look, people. You see, it's got C1 trade. The confluences have been met. You would have got an alert right here to tell you to look for this possible trade setup. Okay, it's already giving you stop loss, take profit, and everything. Cool. Remember, I used that example of what can happen. Okay, cool. So now we see this. Okay, price hit our stop loss on that trade. That's all right. We're not going to win every trade. It's cool. Let's just wait and see what happens. Yeah. Now we've got another one appear. Prices hit our stop loss again. I'm showing you this example. There's no point me just showing you winners all the time. That's stupid. You have to figure out your losers. Why first before you look at your winners? Don't look at your winners all the time. So you can see another one loss. Great. We want to see this, people. We do not want to just see winners, winners, winners. If you're that type of trader, get out of it. I'm just gonna say it as clear as that. You need because you are going to lose in this game. We can see another loser. Yeah. Let's keep it moving forward. Now, boom, can you see what happened? We've got another one for a sell. I'm showing you that this is like the worst case scenario I've seen them do in a week. when it's gonna win people. You don't have to worry because it's got all the things there. So I don't need to overshow you winners. What I need to show you is what happens when you get this happening. Because this is when people will start messaging me saying, it's not working. I've lost. But people, it happens. But I'm trying to explain to you, it's based on a factor of the daily time frame. It's impossible for them to fake you out so many times because we're not using a lower time frame for it to appear with these short and long tool positions that come here. So now look, boom, now you've got this entry here and then bingo, you see? And then from here, 1 to 3 was this one. Okay, 1 to 3 will obviously be down here, yeah. So this one here, you hit T 1 to 2 R. So on this week here, you would have been break even basically. You hit 1 to 2 R in this one because it does start to go back. So you hit at least a 1 to 2. So in this week, if you've taken two losers already, your aim is not to try and make it super possible, profitable. You're a trader. You need to know how to manage your risk, and that's what I explained from day one. All that people need to learn with this is managing their risk, and that's something that obviously I might be able to even code in later on as we go on. Is for me to be able to say, okay, it shows a P&L for what you've done or whatever. We'll work that out later. But this is why I want to show you this example because it's important. And I think people can agree with me. Sometimes you're going to have bad weeks. No point me showing you good weeks all the time. It's just silly because there's always going to be a fantastic looking trade. But let me, Big John, show you what happens when it's crap. So you can see loser, loser, boom, winner. So you've lost 1R, lost another 1R, but now you've made at least 2R or 2.5R because it goes a bit further before the week closes. So yeah, this is where it goes and then the week closes. This is what can happen. This is exactly like the example I showed you at the beginning of the Zoom call. Does everyone understand what I'm saying there, or understand what I've explained? Anybody else? Do you understand what I showed you at the beginning of the Zoom call? Yeah. Like I've said, our main focus, I swear that's all we should be doing, people. We shouldn't even be stressed. This is why I say trade this system as it is because we all get a bit worried of a signal-based system. Of course, you're going to get worried because you're probably going to ask yourself first, what is it actually doing? Don't worry about all of that, honestly. Well, your main focus is, okay, is Big John telling the truth? If he is telling the truth that this works, let me lower my risk. I was having a talk with Naya today about it, and she was like, makes sense. You don't see me putting 1,000 lots on the trade to do what I'm showing you here, where I would have taken these entries. I'm putting 0.01s. I started with like a £10 account. I kid you not, people. That £10 account is now on like £80, literally from the beginning of this week. A £10 account, just putting 0.01s. I'm not going to say there ain't going to be a bad week, no, but let's see. Let's just see. And like I've said, if there's any problems, I will be able to refine it. But so far, we're getting great results. Do you understand? Because with this now I'm able to see instantly multiple amounts of pairs I can trade, so I never have to worry even if I'm on the 4 hour time frame doing all of this. I can literally see multiple pairs all at once. You understand? So boom. But this is what you get, people. You literally get this setup and you can see price even did want to sell because I think this one, I don't even think this one actually stops you out. I think if you actually held this trade, so this one here was a loser. Boom. But I think if you actually hold this trade, yeah, it keeps selling. So there you go. Boom. But this one was a winner. Can you see, people? Can you see how it appears? Look how beautiful this is. Nobody can tell me this is not flipping beautiful. Nobody can tell me this is not oily. This is so oily, people. This is oil at its finest. Oil. So look, remember, you had a loser here, a winner here. This is what we want to see because this is what people ask. What's your win rate? How does it work, mate? How many wins, losses? I don't need to show you all of that now. Get the product if I'm lying, and then go test it out yourself. And it shows you right here. There's no way I can't fabricate this. You can't cherry pick no more. Do you understand? You literally can't cherry pick. It shows you here. Loser, loser, winner, 1 to 2 R, 1 R loser. So we're back on 1 to 1 R. And then here we're almost at 3 R. Let's see if it goes to 3. This one here. There you go. Boom. 3 R trade. So you had, again, we start here. We're -1, -2. We're back at break even. We're back at 1. Now we're back at, or now we're up to 4. This was in the span of 3 weeks. This is how trading is done. You can message me that. You can message me that question later. But literally, all you have to do is remove the indicator from the chart and re-add it, and that's how it'll update. But if you're still stuck, just message me later. I don't want to go off topic in the Zoom. Just to let you know, follow. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, cool. Literally, you see the whole point of it. This is real trading. So I want this to be at the beginning of the video. So nobody can be like, oh, he just cherry picks. So if I make a 4 minute video showing that these were all the winners, I can literally show people in the week, this pair had this pair had that, this is what it produced. And it's not fake, people. This is exactly where it prints. It's not, it doesn't repaint. This is where it prints right here. You understand? So does that make sense for everyone? Is this a good example as well? Because I don't want to, again, like I always, I'm trying to just fully stem on the point of obviously people know I've made a product. Obviously people know I charge for this product. But the main thing people want to know, nobody cares about paying for something if it actually works or if it makes sense. Does this make sense to you is what I'm trying to ask. The question I'm asking at the moment. Does it make sense? Yep, Yusuf. I'm glad. I know you've got a lot of questions, Yusuf. So if it makes sense for you, I know I'm winning. I know I'm winning. I know I'm winning. I know I'm getting closer to winning. All right, cool. Anybody else as well?
Hello, John.
Anybody else? Does this make sense what I've just shown you on this chart right now? As in, you are not going to have perfect weeks every week. I don't want to hear complaints of I've lost unless you lose 10 trades. Remember, I don't think you'll lose 5 trades in a row. As you can clearly see here, you never lost 5 trades in a row in 3 weeks. You never lost five. I do not think you will lose 5 trades in a row, but I'm saying that if you're losing 5 trades in a row, then you need to have the data and show me those 5 trades so we can work on making it better. If so, literally. That's what I want. I don't want people to get this, lose trades, and then be like, I lost. I don't, it's not working. No. Take your, if you don't take your screenshots and have data and all this information, like you're doing an investigation on Easy Forex, if you don't have that, I'm not entertaining anybody saying they're losing because I'm willing to make it work. I'm willing to make it better. That is what matters. I am willing to make something great for all of us. But if you're not willing to take the data, because I can't take people's data for them, if you're not willing to do that, then I don't know what I can do from there. Um, does the does the trade setup only appear if the daily has? Yes, it does. That's one of the confluences, right? Yes, it does. It only appears if there's a daily IFVG 1 bar ago. So that's one of the confluences for you there. Boom, boom, boom. And I've made sure, Yusuf, I've made sure of that. You see, I've gone through many variations. I made sure people can't mess up because if it starts to go to two and all of that, people start trading all over the place and then they're going to start saying, John, it's not working. I said, no, 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 no. I'm going to teach people ultimate patience because remember, this is happening over all of the pairs. You just can't see it because you're not probably paying attention to all of the pairs, but it's happening over all of the pairs. So what is the probability of when they do that, plus everything else that the confluences pick up, what are they going to do? They're going to more than likely continue. Is there a higher probability they're going to do that? Well, yes, and that's how you got this. You understand? So you don't need to over trade anything or overdo anything. It's just all set up for you. So yeah, somebody asked me about US 30. So did you ask about the US 30 trade we took this week? Is that what you asked about? So is that person still in the chat? Okay, yeah, cool. I think it's this one here. Yeah, cool. So this buy. Look at the eyeball. The eyeballs are there. Somebody made me this and they said, everybody talk no, the world is completely silent, but Big John talk what's it? This is what Big John does. So imagine there's tumbleweed everywhere in the world. There's no humans left on Earth. And then randomly Big John would just drop these eyeballs. Just drop them. Oh god. So here, look, boom. So obviously, yes, we've got this one appearing here, but pay attention to this, guys and girls. You can see how beautiful this was. This was an A plus setup after, and it's still going to continue to buy it, like I've told people. It's just that it's Thanksgiving today, so the market's moved crap. That's why even when the gold trade-off gave, gold is just stalling. It's Thanksgiving, nothing's really moving today. So it makes sense. It's probably going to do a mad breakout tomorrow. This is going to continue to buy more than likely tomorrow. But I don't think it will give us a setup on this one at them as it stands. We'll see because it will not. If this is definitely not plus one, it's not going to give you a continuation. And we had our entry down here from what I gave you anyway. So it's more of a swing trade unless you can get in and out. But let's go here. Sorry. Um, cool. So this is kind of what I was explaining before the Zoom started with Euro New Zealand, and it's part of the reason why I've learned. Like I said in the advanced training, I'm going to teach people how to catch these trades. So boom here. We can already see that we've got our bullish IFVG here lined up. Sorry, let me do this so this makes more sense. Because the candle's already breaking out. Boom, we got to 15 minutes. Okay, cool. We can already see when I move it forward again, we've got our bullish IFVG. Obviously, I've been trading the confluences to make this system from before. So I'm aware of what can happen. When I see that, that's the bullish IFVG daily, 1+1. It's really giving me an indication there's a possibility price can buy. Whether or not it's going to win or not, I know there's a high probability that price can buy. Yeah, just because that's appeared. All right, I'm like, all right, cool, say no more. Yeah. Now, what I'm looking for here is I'd be looking at, okay, what the structure show me. So I'm seeing that here on a 4 hour time frame, I can see that we've created a lower low, a lower high, a higher low, and a higher high. What is that showing us? That is showing us, based on what anybody would teach you in the market, we are going in an uptrend. Based on a 4 hour chart. This is what Neo's doing for you automatically as well, people. So it's showing me on a 4 hour chart, we're going in an uptrend, literally. So if we're going in an uptrend and it's confirmed that we've got a daily bullish IFVG, this is like advanced, more advanced levels of teaching. But again, I've been trading for 6 years, so it's not no concept I'm not aware of, if that makes sense. Like I get it. We're going in an uptrend. So I'm like, okay, I'm on top of that. Now I created the Oracle zone. So I'm like, we're going in an uptrend on the 4 hour. We've got a daily bullish IFVG. There's a chance that we can buy this trade setup here. Remember, this trade I gave out was before I added these long and short tools here. But even if so, because an extra confluence isn't there, you can see that the confluence list is not green yet. We're warming up. We're warming up. We're not there yet. The confluence list A plus to D is not green yet. So obviously this is why it gives you the trade setup. Yeah, I've given out this trade as a signal. Again, I gave this out for free for everyone in all of my groups. All the links will be in the description of this YouTube video. If this was the one trade this week everyone could have taken, and they would have been able to buy Neo 10 times over, because this was a fantastic trade. I even gave the re-entry when it started doing this stupid it. So look what it did. It went up and then it started to pull back down anyway. It went up and started to pull back down. I even gave a re-entry for people and told them, look, you can get in. So look, boom. So obviously now it's giving us this trade setup, because what happened when you get an alert and it's set to bullish, you got C1 here now. You see? So now you'd get an entry, but all you'd be able to do now is set your pending order. So you'd have to set your buy limit down here, because price action is nowhere near there. If it doesn't come back down to here, it's more than likely not going to continue to buy from this level. Do you understand? So you have to wait. And now, because sorry, let me go to the 4 hour now. Now, because price action is moving, you're not going to get your re-entry based on that. The reason for this is so people cannot mess up. Now, this one again would be for the more advanced traders to be able to get in this. And what you'd have to use is the confirmation that you got an A1 and you got the Oracle zone. But listen to what I'm trying to tell you here, guys and girls. I cannot make a system that appears with 100 of these buys and sells all over the place, because the first thing Big John's going to get is, John, I'm losing. I don't know what's happening. You're going to be entering too many trades. I've created this long and short tool, so it's perfect for you to not have to trade too many trades. And the probability of you losing too much is a lot less, because you're waiting for a trigger based from the daily time frame coming in. And what I explained at the beginning of the Zoom call, it doesn't happen. I've known this from when I've been trading break of structures on the daily time frame. In 1 week, price action doesn't break daily structure 5 times. The most it would do it is like what you saw in Euro USD. So it basically did it 3 times. You see it. But by the third time, it was the winner. So what does that show you? Simple mathematics. If you've got a 1 to 3 risk to reward, you're still going to be profitable at the end of the week if you just wait. Do you understand the logic of what I just said there? It becomes mathematical now. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, people? You're not going to lose. Let me know in the chat, please. I always have to ask, just so I'm not going off on a tangent and people don't get me. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys and girls? Thank you. Systematic edge. We've all traded for long enough. Just because I'm very hardcore with my trading, 14 hours at the chart and that, doesn't mean we haven't all traded for long enough. We're all smart enough to understand a systematic edge. If you have a systematic edge, you're going to be more profitable than you're not. You're definitely going to be more profitable. And that's why I always stick to higher time frames. So now I force people to follow that rule of sticking to the higher time frame. It doesn't matter if you want to be in and out of the trade in 15 minutes. But if it's producing 15 results a week, why can't you scalp for 15, 30, 1 hour in a trade and get out? You're getting 15 results a week. You're not going to lose all of those trades, because again, what do we have? A systematic edge. You understand? You're not. You understand? If you start playing with the stop loss and all of this stuff and making it smaller, it might be different for you. You're going to have to rework and master your version of Neo systematic edge for you. But for what I've done, you should not be negative. You could easily get a prop account and trade this 100%. Do you understand? There's 100% you could get a prop account and trade this setup. You will have no issue because you're going to start making money. You're not going to be losing money all the time. It's just not happening. Even look at this one here. You'd have thought this one was going to hit stop loss. This is US 30, remember? Boom. Came back down. Do you understand? Literally like that. 1 second. Do you understand, people? You're good. You're good as gold, is what I'm trying to tell you. So, people, any questions you got so far? Let me know while I sip on this lem sip. You got any questions? Let me know, people. Let me know. Let me know. You got any questions? There's no need. I'm just being honest with people. I'm not saying if you want to do it, you can, but Taurus, there's no need if you're using lower time frames. I kid you not. I've been screaming it. You can see in every single video. I keep telling people there's no need. If you see the screenshots I've posted, well, why do you need to use a lower time frame? Look, hold on. Telegram. Let's go into the VIP. So this is what you get added to when you purchase the product. You get in the VIP group as well. Look, these are trades I've been taking as testers. I'm just using it so I can show people this is the tester of the account. So look, there's no need. You don't need to go lower. This is even me getting into gold as well. Yeah. These are look at these. These are and I didn't even enter all the pairs. It's just because there wasn't enough. There wasn't enough. My account balance was too low for me to be able to get into every single pair. Basically, do you understand? And obviously, what I work, I've noticed that it's very cool to work on free margin. So I like to leave about 500, anything between 500 to about 250 free margin. I play around that area. So sometimes when I've entered, so I entered 0.01, I'll just keep doing it, stacking up until I've got anything between 250 to 500 free margin. So that gives the trades free margin to move up and down. Do you understand? Most times I average around about 350 free margin on my account. But do you get the point? These were different accounts as well, two different accounts. And there was even a third account as well. I haven't even posted in here. But this is what I'm trying to tell you. And this was day three. I think it was day three or day two. There was another day I posted as well. I even did more. The previous day. Look, was this day? No, this is still Euro New Zealand. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. Just to show you. Look, this is other traders making money on the trades I'm giving out as well. This is another trader using Neo making money as well. I remember this has only been out this week. So there's no way people haven't started to make the money they spent back. They paid for it to make it back. This was the US 30 trade. Went in. This is my bigger account. So I caught gold. This was a gold signal I gave out, and this was the bigger trade. I don't know how to work out the lot sizes on US 30, so this is why you see so many entries. I'm still working around that. I don't trade it often, as anyone that's been around me knows. I don't trade it every day. I wait for like the best opportunity I can see. So that's why. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Here's another day. This is Neo. Look, these are all the trades. Can you see? Literally. So why do you need to go lower if you're getting with these trades? That's what I'm saying. There's so many opportunities. The best thing, the only thing I can say is you get into a trade and at least go 1-to-1 R. So then at least if you're like you win two, you lose one, you maybe lose another one, but then you win three in a row. Do you understand? Maybe go 1-to-1 R. Try that if you want to try and scout with it. But the most I would say is just keep it to what it is. I would always stick to a minimum of 1-to-2, going for 1-to-3, just in case you get those weeks like Euro USD that I showed you. Literally, just in case you get those weeks like Euro USD where you get two losers and then one winner, it's better to go for at least a 1-to-2 on average when you're taking these trades. Do you understand? So it all builds up for you. But you see it now, Taurus. You see the point of it. There's no point. Like, there's no point, people. So yeah, look at this. This is the cool thing. So I don't need to do anything. I can just go from here, and then I could just literally do this. Look, you can see, look, winning trade here, boom, winning trade there. Like, you're not even stressed, people. Let's just see. Boom, boom, boom. Look here, ADCHF. This was a winning trade as well. You had an entry here. It almost took you out. Boom, went all the way down here. Winning trade there. So I don't even need to overdo anything. It will just come up. Go over how. I wouldn't say you can utilize pending orders. I wouldn't put it that way. Let's not put it that way. It's not utilized because remember, it's based on if it happens. So there's no I only want to trade pending orders. We can't say that because it's only if it happens, and price will be at a certain place. So again, if price is at a certain place, yeah. So imagine now, I'm trying to see. That's why I use that example of Euro New Zealand. Let me do this. Let me see. Euro NZD. This is why I use this example here to try and show you something. Look, boom. So imagine this one already gave you the entry because price came off the box straight from market open. But imagine now this will you okay, this is a perfect one actually. USD CAD, I believe it was that I saw today. Yeah. This is a perfect pending order idea. So this one gives you a sell trade. This is perfect. You can see price opened where here. Yeah. So price open, this is a USD CAD trade I took as well, live in the flesh. I didn't even have the long and short tool, but I was able to have it now. Do you understand? This is the live and flesh short tool right there. Boom, that's that USD CAD that you saw. Yeah, cool. So USD CAD has told us that price action could sell. Yeah, could continue to sell. Remember, like I told you, there's no way to say utilize it because you don't know if a pair is going to open down here or open in the Oracle zone. We don't know. It's impossible for us to know that. We can only see it as soon as the market opens. Do you get it? So we're not going to be able to see that. So the only thing you can do is that once you got your alert, so you would have had, let's just say you would have had a C alert or whatever the alert was here. We can even do this. Look, boom. Let's go here just to show you that I'm not waffling anything. Yeah, we'll go to the start of the day. Boom. Yeah. So you have your C1 alert. So you would have had your C1 alert, gone over to USD CAD and said, oh, I can take a trade on USD CAD. Now you'll be able to set your pending order, your sell limit, entry, stop loss, and your maximum take profit. Does that make sense? In a way, in the words you said, utilize, that's it. Like I said, but it's only because look, we didn't know price was going to do this massive move. It didn't break through and then consolidate here. That would have given us a better chance of just being able to get straight in this trade and make money. We didn't know that. What they did is they did a massive move. So now we have to wait for the pullback to correct, then to go. So this is how it can happen. Does that make sense? Yeah. Does that make sense for you? Let me know, please. Yes. Yeah. Taurus, let me know, mate. Okay. Don't know. Taurus has gone for a coffee break, maybe at the moment. Taurus, you've gone for a coffee break. But yeah, that's why. Do you understand? So it's pretty so you're gonna have two variations. That's literally it. When it happens, you literally just do that. When we say retest entries, what are you referring to? Are you referring to anything on Neo? Are you referring to the on anything else on Neo? Or are you referring to the short and long tool? What are you referring to? Because you said I guess that happens. No, no, you don't do that. You can if you want to, but you don't do that. That's what I'm saying. Now you're creating. You started to create the strategy. Well, you don't need to create the strategy. It's telling you where to put your buy and sell entry. If it doesn't go there, don't enter the trade. This is why I made the Oracle zone. It's for a reason. Do you understand? So trade it from there, regardless what happens. You understand? This is what I'm trying to tell you. See, this is the problem people have. People try to get creative. You don't need to be creative. You don't need to be creative. You don't need to reinvent the Yeah, so do you understand what I'm saying? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't. And that's what people's problem is. They try and reinvent the wheel. And especially while you're reinventing the wheel, if you haven't made 10, if you haven't made 50K from this product, don't reinvent the wheel. Yeah, that's how simple I'm going to keep it. Because when you've made 50K, you're in a position where you might say, okay, I'm going to take a year off of work. Depends on how much you make from work, obviously. But I'm going to take a year off of work and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing already on account A, which is what John said. On account B, I'm going to reinvent the wheel. Until there's no need to reinvent the wheel. You're just going to create headache for yourself. There's going to be a lot of people that join the group that will do that. You will see it. And remember from this video, I said, I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know why. Do you understand? It makes no sense when I spend all these hours coding stuff. You understand? So you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just keep it simple. That's why I've done it this way. Keep it simple. If a trade appears like this and you get your alert, set your pending order based on the short tool or the long tool, boom, Bob's your uncle. You're done. Literally. If it doesn't activate your order in the next day, this is all I have to do. If it doesn't activate your order by that day, remove it. Move on to the next. Every day there's going to be new setups coming. Pretty much, literally. If it doesn't activate your order, leave it alone. Don't even come back to it. Just leave it and move on to the next one. Pardon me. What did it say? By the way, if two or more of us make similar trades at the same time on a same proper phone. That's no problem to us. If two or more of us make similar trades at the same time on the same prop firm, the prop firm might ban us for copy trading. Now, that is just something you're going to have to deal with. I can't really make anything more crazy than that. What I would say is use your noodle. So this is why it made it kind of increasingly difficult for me to manage all the prop accounts I had, and it's a lot easier for me to do live accounts now with trade copying because there's no rules. I can trade copy however I want. Now, with prop accounts, you've got to use your brain a little bit more. Obviously, you're not trying to get banned. There is no way possible on earth for me to know what everybody's going to get in on their entry. And some people, remember, some people's ping to the market is going to be a little bit different anyway. I've had multiple prop firm accounts, just to let you know. I've had like 20 of them, yeah, if not more. And it's funny because on one prop account, you'll enter and the spread will be slightly different. So it could be 500K accounts. I've entered the same trade, yeah, but then one is negative £20 as soon as I've entered, the other one's negative £3. Does that make sense? So already it's telling me that accounts randomly ping to the market. They're not all just super accurate. So that already could help you from not getting banned. That's one. Two, and that's proven. I'm not even just saying it for the sake of it. It's 1000% proven. I've traded multiple prop firm accounts, like we're talking between 20 and 30 for 3 years solid. And that's what happens every time. The account is weird. The spread is just weird on every individual one. So God knows if that's manipulation on their side. I don't know, but it just is. So now the next thing as well is if you want to think ahead. Now, obviously, I was thinking ahead when I was trading loads of accounts. All I would do is I'd make sure like the stop loss level was zero point 0. Sorry, the decimal or the number was one higher on each account or one lower, depending on the buy or sell. So obviously, I'm not. It's like this. This is what I'm trying to tell you. You just got to use your brain when you're doing this stuff. I'd literally say, okay, let's say this is my trade. One account I enter here. The next account, my stop loss is here, just a little bit more. The next account is a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit. Do you understand? So it's one pip more, one pip more, one pip more, and then my take profit would be one pip more, one pip more, one pip more. So that way, it's not all the same. It's just off by one pip. Does that make sense? So that's another thing. Like, just you don't have to use the exact figures. Obviously, make your stop loss one pip a bit higher. Don't make it lower. Make it higher. Make your TP. Remember, your TP is wherever you come out. You could come out anywhere. One person's going to go for one R, one person's going to go for two, one person's going to go for three. So that don't matter. So hopefully that answers your prop account question. Agreed. If you're trading only one instrument, like let's say gold, they can necessarily prove copy trading. But if you were trading Euro USD, then GBP, etc., approximately at the same time, then they might. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So remember, we're not all going to be, not everyone's going to be trading everything at the same time as well. It's not possible. There's a lot of trades that come through. Some people are going to trade the GU, some will trade the EU. And like I said, use your brain. I just explained to everyone, like you got to use your brain. You can't just, it's not you can't, you can, but if you want to make sure you don't get banned, do exactly what I said. Change the numbers by one pip. Like this one says 1750, do 1760. Do you get my point? Like, or do you understand what I'm saying? Just use your brain. That's what I did. I'm not trying to say offensively. I'm saying literally, like we all got a brain. We got to use your brain. Just that's all I did. I just changed it on every account by one pip. whenever I did, and that's why I didn't put stop losses and take profits on the prop firms I was copying from. I was doing the copying, sorry, for because obviously it's extremely long. Imagine doing that on 30 different accounts. Yes, it's extremely long. So I just put an entry and then I would come out obviously at different times as I log into each and every account. Do you understand? So it wouldn't be exactly at the same time the close of the trade. It'd be I'd have to log into one account, log out, log into the next account. So already it's not mimicking one simple pattern. There's second gaps in between what I'm doing. Does that make sense? So if you've only got two accounts, I mean, it's not really that hard. Just change the stop loss and take profit by like 1 pip on the accounts. So you are different from other people. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. So let's just go back to this. I'm not going to make this Zoom too long, this one, because I want it to be a bit quicker for everyone. Because I want people to get tired of saying, oh, they don't want to watch it again. Even though I can clip it, I know, but I don't want to do that. So, boom. So we'll go back to ADJPY. So you can see how clean it is for you to be able to see if there was trade setups in the week, literally. So I can just literally go to every single pair and do this. Let's put this here. I can literally do this. Literally. Boom. So I can see which ones lose. This is why I don't trade AD New Zealand as well. I told you I don't trade this pair. I'm not saying no pair can't do this, but trust me, AD New Zealand, Euro GBP, Euro CHF. The cross of the pairs are very similar. Ord and New Zealand is literally the same thing. So there's a constant battle between which way they want to go. Do you understand? Rather than it being one goes one way, usually price action does that. What happens is one pair is supposed to go one way, the other cross is supposed to go the other way, and that's how we're able to determine a buy or sell. This is literally a pair that can go the same way for long before the battle finishes. So they stop fighting and then they just break out. So the New Zealand becomes stronger, do you understand? So that's why in Euro GBP is the same thing. Euro and GBP, Euro CHF, I'm not too sure what that one's about, but it's still a bit of a weird one. So yeah, I just don't trade those pairs. They're just very weird. I've learned that from years of data testing. So boom, this is all I have to do in order for me to see what trades were profitable in the week and which weren't. This was a trade I was going to give out last week, kid you not. I just never took it because I was already in EU and I was in 25% risk on people's accounts. I was trading live, so I didn't have enough space to enter this. But if I was in a if I was trading this on prop accounts, I would have definitely have entered this trade for the sell. So I entered EU on my prop accounts that I have still. I would have entered this one as well. My prop accounts are a bit negative at the moment from before I've created this, way before. That's part of the reason why I created this to try and get my prop accounts back. So if I'm able to do that, I will obviously show you guys and girls as well as a testimony and transparency as well. So yeah, boom. So you can see straight away, I can see there was no other setups here for this one. Bitcoin, there's a buy setup, I believe, on Bitcoin. Look at this. So you can see Bitcoin's buying, but obviously it hasn't pulled back to its entry point, which is here. But you can see Bitcoin is following its possible trend, literally. I kid you not, people. This is a joke. I was literally just thinking this is so oily. This machine I'm giving out to everyone. The price is definitely going to go up as well. And I'm not saying that to be greedy. I'm just like, you can't obviously just give away something this great for just a stupid small cheap price. Everyone that gets in now gets in now. It's that, but the price is going to go up 100% because it's literally a signal bot. It's literally a signal bot now. You understand? Let's go here. Boom, boom, boom. So I can literally see. So CAD JPY, this was one of the trades I took. You see here, boom, quick one to 3R. And you can see it pulled back, but it was a quick one to 3R. This one was like a 1 to 2 or 1 to 1.8. You can see here, boom. So you can instantly just see what trades there were, what wasn't good. So you don't even have to ask me, is it profitable, John? Let's just say, obviously I know it's a paid cost for entry, but you literally, let's say you've got it now, you can literally go every single week and you can see it. Look here, boom, buy trade profitable, sell trade profitable. This is the Dixie as well. This is not even a currency pair. It's the actual Dixie itself. Nothing on Ethereum, but you can see here, you had a buy. You can see the flip around. You see how it does the flip. Think of these like a flipping node, if that makes sense. You got the flip for the buy, failed, but then you got the flip for the sell, and it was profitable. Can you see people? This is why I'm talking about. So that's why I said I don't care about the winners because the winners we're always going to make money if it wins. We need to worry about the losers when it loses. This is what we need to pay attention to. But can you see what I'm saying? Within a period of a week, one loser, then a massive winner. If you held it to the next week, you see? Let's see if there's another one here. Yep, another massive winner. Can you see? This was a I think this one must have come after. This one came after, so I don't think it pulled back into this zone. That's why it's not like this. That's why it's like this. But look, boom. So you had a massive winner, more than 1 to 3 R. It picked up the Bitcoin sell, lost, picked up the sell, boom. You see? Like, I can't say anymore that this is not fantastic, people. This is fantastic. Yeah. This one here obviously lost. It's Euro odd. Boom. You can see here, winner, massive winner. This one here was a winner. I think, no, it would have been a winner, obviously, but it didn't even activate. Boom, boom, boom. This one here would have been a loser. Yeah. So you can see it. Do you understand? Like there's many opportunities. You're not gonna obviously again win every trade. I keep saying that. You're not going to win every trade, but you don't need to win every trade. You just need to have your risk to reward. Remember, I said that from day one. All I want is people to get their risk to reward on point. At least I've taken away strategy for you. You don't have to worry about strategy now. Now you just have to worry about your risk management. Do you understand? But that's why I said if you've got like a prop account, it's a bit better because obviously you can afford to take the three losers and then you've got four winners or two winners that are 1 to 3, let's say 1 to 2, and then all of a sudden, I'm not saying the maths will right, but let's just say you're profitable in that week. So you can do that. So I can see straight away is what I'm trying to tell you. So obviously that's enough of the currency pairs. Let's just show you quickly again futures, just so people can see. We're going to go over to the futures so people can see. Look here, boom, future, sell, win. There's no, so you can see the previous sell was a win. This one here would have been a loss. You can see again the previous sell there was a win. So obviously, again, like I said, you got to get your risk management in check. You see this one was obviously a win as well. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, keep going. Boom, boom, boom. This one here would have been a loss. It just wicked you, unfortunately. But you can see the overall trend direction was right. So remember what I said from the first Zoom as well, how this is built up and when it's giving you your stop loss and everything around the OZ zone. The OZ zone is a sell or buy area. It's not really designed to be like it price should never go no higher than here or no lower than here. It's not designed like that. It's designed to give you that price because everything's happened and now you've got an OZ zone. It's telling you that if it is going to sell, it should sell from around this area, not it sells specifically from here. It was never designed like that. If there's anything else I can add as time goes on, 100% I'll look into that. And maybe that will stop us from getting some of these wick outs and stuff like that. 100%. But it wasn't designed like that. I want people to know. So I'm flexible. Even with this, I still don't trade with a stop loss. I keep telling you, I use my free margin on my account. So if my margin is between 500 and 350, that's me doing more aggressive trading as well, people. You can change your numbers for less aggressive trading. So let's say your margin before you enter a trade is 2K, then your margin goes down to 1,000. Maybe that's your threshold of, I just want to see if the market stays between there. I don't use a stop loss. I haven't used a stop loss in years. So sometimes you might see me in a trade and say, oh, how did he hold that trade or whatever? I don't use a stop loss, and I make that very clear to everyone. I just don't use them. I've got so used to it now. I just know how to trade without them. Literally, the most I'll do is if obviously I'm going to go to bed or something because I'm so tired, I might put a break even because I'm like, yeah, if I fall asleep and I'm just going to pass out for 6 hours or whatever, let me put a break even. That's what I'll do. Cool. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, so you can see this is futures anyway. You can see it here. Look, boom. So this was I think this one was a winner. I'm not too sure. I got to double check that one. Boom, winner, winner, boom, winner, winner, chicken dinner. So we have some losers here. So you had the flip around here. Was this a loser? Oh, this one wasn't a loser. This was a winner. Never hit your stop loss. But I know with futures you can't hold overnight with a lot of these as well, unfortunately. So, but you will get setups as well. I'm not saying you won't. You will get setups. Trust me, people. You just got to be patient. You will get the setups. Literally. So yeah, this is the point of it. You see that you do get trade setups. Is what I'm trying to tell you. You get trade setups, so you can trade anything that you want to. So this is your futures, and like I said, stocks it gets a bit more tricky, but it does work. Here was a sell win, boom. So you do get it's all there for you, maps it up. You got stocks as well. Just to show everyone again, I just want to show them that it works on multiple instruments. Allegedly, it's a bit jumpy these, but yeah, here's one. This is a buy, a big buy win on a stock. Obviously, stocks are more jumpy, as you can see. All the candles look a bit crazy, and then I know it does the market open, the bell ring, whatever, and then it gaps as well. So yeah, stocks will be a bit more strange, but definitely, I'm looking into this. I don't trade stocks. I never built it to trade stocks, so I'm looking into it. Maybe there might have to be some adjustments made just for stocks. Who knows? But overall, it can still find you trades, is what I'm trying to tell you when it comes to stocks as well and everything. Any questions as well, people? Because I'm going to wrap this one up pretty quick. I don't want to keep it too long, so it's not over an hour. Any questions we've got? Any questions? Any questions? I know what gold's going to do. Gold's just going to spring up tomorrow. And you can see what I'm saying. So imagine now gold springs up tomorrow. Yeah. This was a mad gold trade. Look at this as well, people. This was mad. Look at what it did here. So it gave you an entry here, never hit your stop loss. It gave you the entry for this buy. And then look what happened. And 1 to 3 was here. The stop loss was so small. Sometimes you're going to get this as well. The stop loss was so small. It gave you a 1 to 3 here, but look what it did. This was like a 1 to 15 R trade. Do you understand? Let's even go check this quickly. What this was. Let's change this to 15. Let's just see. It was more than a 1 to 15 R trade. This was let's go to 40. That's what I mean. Sometimes you can get some crazy trades, people. Yeah, this was like a 1 to 35 R, 1 to, what was that? 40, yeah, it's like a 1 to 35, 36 R trade with your stop loss that small. Boom, boom, boom. But yes, you can see what I'm saying. They're not designed to give you the ultimate stop loss areas. They're designed to tell you prices building up and can buy or sell from here. Do you understand? So gold, obviously, it's Thanksgiving today, and I did say that to trader when they said I'm going to enter this trade. I said the most gold is going to do today because everything's telling us it's shaping up for its buys. Um, and Neo is probably it's just going to consolidate if it don't break out, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Yesterday it consolidated, getting into Thanksgiving. Today's Thanksgiving. It's just consolidating. So more than likely tomorrow you're just going to see it go boom. You understand? And it's just going to explode all the way up. So yeah, I had to reapply the indicator. I kept okay. Okay, no worries, man. Great. So yeah, any other questions, people? Any other questions? If you're not in the gold trade, I suggest you get in this buy. Because I'm telling you, I got a mad feeling that Asian session, this thing's gonna pop like a pimple. It's gonna buy to the moon. And it's gonna do it so quick while people are still been drinking in Thanksgiving, they're not gonna be able to get to their computer and make $100,000. That's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you. It's gonna go boom, it's gonna pop. I think it will pop up to here, but it could even go higher to the all-time highs. But it's definitely the targets here. I think they're gonna grab this liquidity at least. You can see it slowly trying to edge, and we can see what if we got higher, high, higher, low. So we're still making an uptrend as it stands. Any questions before I lock this off, people? Any questions? Let me know. Any questions, please? Mhm. Good, good, sweet nectar. No problem at all. Yeah, I obviously wanted to do this so I could tell people, show people about the new update and they can understand it better. At least the video's there for every single person that does get a product to watch. Yeah, and if anyone asks in the group, and they're confused because you guys might have been more advanced by that point or you've learned more. Let's say this is by next month, you can always just forward them this video and say, watch this video. This is how I learned it. But yeah, cool. No problem at all. Let's keep it going. All right, people. I'm gonna leave it there anyway. Like I said, if you're not in a gold buy, I suggest you do. We're definitely getting a accumulation between this area here and here. We're getting a huge accumulation in this area for price action to continue to want to buy. So this accumulation It's literally, obviously, we know it could do one or two things, but Neo's telling us what it should do is buy. So we'll definitely be looking for your buy trade continuations. I'm telling you, it's just going to go boom. I'm still in this trade as well. So it's going to do a big buy trade continuation. Yeah. Cool. No worries at all. All right, then, guys and girls, I'm going to leave you there. I want to eat my dinner now. I'll see you later, people. Yeah. You take care. I'll see you in the group. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye bye.